It's a Saturday. Welcome to Mansfield Today, and welcome to Samantha Cowan.
Hello.
What do you want to talk about today now?
I don't know. One of the things that I read was last week, but I think it only impacted this week. Yeah. As a matric mom, I kind of try to catch up on news where I
Still
can.
a matric.
Oh, nicely done. So I was reading this thing about a press conference that the ANC was going to have to launch their manifesto, and it ran late.
Oh, I was actually watching that. It was on a Sunday.
Yeah, I think
It was in Tshwane, and I walked past. I've got we've got the Playroom TV.
Yes.
Okay, which is the big one.
Yes.
Because that's where
you get to sit with your Legos while you watch TV.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we've got the TV in the lounge, and then outside.
Yeah.
Near my outside bar and briar area,
Yes.
I've got my own TV. That is Jeremy's TV. Nobody is allowed to touch that, because that is the TV that plays all the sports on it, and that's the TV that I watch all my news channels.
Every year he regresses a little more.
So
There's going to be a toy chest out there as well.
So I walked outside. I think it was three Sundays.
Okay, now
two
you're doing
Sundays.
a story like an old person. You
Okay.
actually are. I walked outside, it was very cloudy. I thought, my goodness, it's not usually this cloudy in September. And I said, Karen, I said, was it this cloudy last September? And she said, Jeremy, I don't remember. Okay, so like, try and tell the story like someone who's still in this century.
Okay, so I walk outside and I hear the ENCA person, whoever's on duty that day, saying, we're still waiting for the ANC. It was their manifesto launch.
Oh, election manifesto launch,
Yeah.
yeah.
Waiting for the manifesto launch to start. It is running a little late. Now this was supposed to start at 5. This was about 10 to 7. And I thought to myself,
Yeah.
really? Why did you send the camera and crew there at 1 o'clock to set up? You know it's going to start late. It's a political party.
Well, not just that. They've been late on employment, late on electricity, late on water, late on social services. Why would they be early now? Yeah. And it's kind of for me, each political party comes with a personality.
Yes.
So I suppose I shouldn't have worn blue today. It's not a subliminal message. For me, the DA is the petition party. Every time I see a DA councillor on television, I'm absolutely convinced that somewhere there is a middle school missing the maths and life orientation teacher.
Why the maths
Because
and life orientation teacher?
They're all very certain about what shouldn't be done and everything that's wrong and all the homework that you people haven't done. And all the rest of us will have to stay after school because Jeremy didn't do his homework. I don't have any solutions of how it's going to go after we've stayed home from school, but we are going to stay home from school and it's all Jeremy's fault. And it just reminds me of this. There's no kind of vision or purpose. There's just, you've been awfully naughty and now we're all in a mess. We all have to stay behind because of Jeremy. See Ramaphosa. And then you've got the EFF who've cornered the market on good gear. So I remember going to the municipal elections, I think it was the last set, and the EFF had a little stand outside because I voted Brian Evan Primary School.
Okay.
And the EFF had a little stand outside where they were selling puffer jackets. It was really smart because it was freezing. So you could see people angsting between wanting to vote blue, wanting to vote green and gold, and wanting to be warm. And I did wonder how many people bought this puffer jacket and it went in and cast a different vote. But it didn't matter because it was great for the pictures, you know, and a quirky, you know, and like nice perky beret. And they really do have the most effective marketing or whoever's done their look. So I don't know which designer they hired to go, guys, we want to look functional, practical, and powerful. We want to stand in our power. So I'm going with red, very bright red, all of the red, huge banners, huge flags, lots of berets, and make it nice so people can wear it afterwards. Whereas, let's be honest, ANC and DA t-shirts always kind of hang. You know that they got it for a rally. Whereas EFF, you could go to a movie afterwards or somewhere really cool where it was industrial chic or elegantly wasted. But you wouldn't vote for them because you're scared of what they might do next. So the EFF are kind of like the guy your mother tells you not to date, that you go out with like once, but then they drove their motorbike too fast and there were drugs there, so you couldn't go out with them again. And then the DA person is the one your mom says you definitely ought to go out with him. He is so reliable. And you go out with him for a whole year, but you actually just want to scream the whole time. The ANC, you kind of think, look, you haven't been that reliable in the past, but you've got such a great history and your parents were so awesome. You must have some of that magic still left. I'm going to give you another swing. And then the Freedom Front always look as though they want to tell you about Jesus. I just feel like if there was a whole bunch of them arrived at my house, I wouldn't know if they were going to hand me the Watchtower or ask me if I wanted to know more about the land issue. So it's very difficult to work out, what your vote's going to be like. And I think that's why in the municipal elections it's going to be about the candidate. So if it's been the same guy in your area and he's been absolutely marvellous, you're going to carry on voting for him.
Yeah.
Our area candidate managed to arrive at a massive development that was illegal, that the council hadn't actually given permission for, but the mayor at the time came and cut the ribbon on.
Oh.
So nobody likes our candidate anymore. It won't matter how much blue he wears. so yes, but we'll see. So that's always
Oh, by the way, we started podcasts last week because we've got our own the Mansfield Today political analysts panel.
Yes. It's very eclectic.
It is. Yes.
Jeremy chose all of them.
Yes.
By himself, with no help from anyone.
Yes, and I
you can tell.
I quite like our panel.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes. They are... Do that again?
I can't do it on the other side. It's a talent.
I can't even do
No.
it.
Oh, only that side.
I
Anyway,
look like
listen.
Quasimodo. The bell. The bell.
I would like you to know that this is an alcohol-free broadcast, although it doesn't look it. Do you have a joke?
Yeah, do you know, I'm just talking about Quasimodo.
Oh, okay.
So he was the bell ringer at Notre Dame.
Thanks, I know.
Yeah.
The
So he's
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
yeah.
Yes.
So he's retiring.
Okay.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Right.
Have you ever been to Notre Dame?
I have.
Yeah, we were in Paris together.
We were.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area.
It wasn't like that.
No, it wasn't. We were there
Paris
for an
was
outside
not the city of
broadcast.
love while we were there.
That whole area around Notre Dame, Montmartre,
Yes.
is beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Hunchback.
Yes.
Quasimodo is going to retire because he's now 68 years
And
old.
has suddenly developed a British accent.
Oh, sorry.
Is going to retire because he's 68 years. What is 68 in France?
In French.
French.
French. What is 60?
You'd studied French at school. Ne fais pas à côté de
Is it 68?
It's 68.
I think so, 68. I
Yeah,
think.
he's 68.
No, it's wheat, not tit.
Eh?
68.
Okay, stuff it. He's 68. Okay.
So he's got to retire.
Right.
So they put a big notice in, what's a big French newspaper?
I don't know. They put it in a big French newspaper.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
It's called the French Letter.
No, it's not.
Yeah. They put a big advertisement in the French Letter to say, bell ringer required at Notre Dame. Please arrive between the following times on this day for audition.
Wouldn't it be an interview?
Interview. French for interviews, audition.
No, it isn't.
So, a whole lot of people arrive. One of them arrives and he's got no arms.
Okay.
And Quasimodo says to him, aha, so how are you going to ring the bells with no arms? And the bloke says, I use my head.
Okay.
And Quasimodo says, well, look, it is nearly lunchtime, and it is coming up for 12 o'clock.
Right.
I'm going to the little cafe down the road where I usually go for lunch, and I will leave it to you to ring the 12 o'clock bells.
He's earning a fortune if he can afford to have lunch anywhere near Notre Dame.
He's been there for a long time.
Well, clearly.
Yeah, and he doesn't have much to do. He
Except ring the
doesn't-
bells.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So,
off goes Quasimodo down to have lunch, and he's sitting eating his lunch, and he looks at his Furby watch
right,
and sees it is indeed the 12 o'clock.
right,
And with that, he hears
the bells.
the bell start.
And
Bong,
this joke just goes on and on.
bong, bong.
I've got to be somewhere Tuesday, so if we could, just wrap
Okay.
this up a bit.
He gets to 11,
Nutshell it. Yes.
and that's it. No more bell.
Gets to 11.
That is correct. That is what I said. Have you got a hearing problem?
Well, you just said they bonged off at 12, and now you're saying it got to
It
11.
got to 11, and there was no more bell sound.
Oh, 11 rings. Is what
That
you-
is
okay.
correct, yeah. You need to listen a bit more carefully. Otherwise, you will have to. Otherwise, the whole class will have to stay behind because of you, Miss Cohen.
Okay.
So Quasimodo goes back up to Notre Dame and finds a huge crowd of people standing around outside the church. And he pushes his way through, and there is a gendarme
Okay.
standing next to the body of the armless man.
Okay.
And Quasimodo says, what happened here? And the gendarme says, it would appear that this man had jumped out of the bell tower
Okay.
and most likely committed suicide.
This is a hilarious
Do
story.
you, Mr. Quasimodo, know this man at all? He said, well, I don't even know his name, but his face rings a bell.
All of that. Oh, my actual. And I had the opportunity to go out for brunch with someone else this morning, and I came here.
Ah, okay, fine.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
No,
Face rings a bell. Okay, do that face again.
no.
Come on.
No,
one
it's
more.
for special occasions.